All right, we are on our final day of our electrical circuit Moonlight paintings. Like I always remind you, you're going to be adding an electrical circuit little light bulb right there in STEM class. So for our details, we're actually just going to use some crayons. So go ahead and grab a crayon. The first thing we're going to work on is the cat. So we are all working on our cat. Okay, so as you can see, my cat was still blank. So I'm able to just color him or her in. But it's okay if yours was already painted. It's totally cool. You can actually put crayon on top of this paint that we use, which is really nice because you can add some like little highlights and really make it pop here. So notice how my moonlight is here. So therefore I'm going to have the lighter part of the cat kind of facing the moonlight because that's our light source. Okay, so we're all working on our cat right now. Everybody is either cleaning up the lines on their cat. Maybe your cat was a little messy, so you need to go over it with like black or something. Like look at this, see how I have the paint covering up her tail a little bit. That's a little messy, so I can go over that with the black crayon. We can even blend some of that black with the white. That looks nice. Okay, so we are all working on the cat. We are going to work on the cat, or whatever animal. You guys know I told you could do different animals. You don't have to do a cat. Some of you might have two cats. That is fine. But we are all working on our cat with a crayon at the moment. And color crayon is fine. Okay, good. All right, we're all done with our cat. Go ahead and put your crayon away for your cat. If you have time at the end of class, you can go back to your cat. Now the next thing we're going to work on is our roof. So think about what kind of details you want to do with your roof. Again, if you already have some roof details, that's fine. The paint is a little see-through, so it is nice to go over it with another layer with the crayon just to really make it pop. Or you could even add some other details, like for instance, if I wanted to add some shading, I can do that with the crayon. Or if I just wanted to make these brush strokes more thick, it just goes right on top of it. So maybe you are adding more details to your roof here. Maybe you've decided that you kind of want to add some, like this is going to be more like a gingerbread house roof now. I'm adding some like little gumdrops to my roof. Maybe you want to add a chimney to your roof. You can do that. Like I said, the crayon goes right on top of this acrylic paint, so you can add stuff to it. It's really cool. So you can add a chimney to your roof. Let's say you wanted to add, like, I don't know, a little spider on your roof, perhaps. Like a little spider friend on your roof. Maybe you want Santa on your roof. Whatever you want. So some of us don't have any details on our roof yet, so we are going to decide if we want it to be like diagonal, like diamonds. I'll show you some examples. Hold on. So here's one idea. The diamonds. So to do this, you just do diagonal lines both ways. Here's another idea. These are called scallops, these curved lines. And then of course this one is an idea as well. So for this one, I'll want to do something different. I'll do maybe like ovals. Okay, so go ahead and start adding your pattern or adding more details to your pattern. A pattern is a repeated image. So my pattern right now is ovals being repeated. So any pattern you want. We are all currently working on the roof. if there is nothing you can think of to do on your roof, you can turn your paper over and free draw on the back while you wait. We are all going to be working on the same step, sticking together, working as a team. Okay, so here's the first part of my little pattern, and then maybe inside the ovals I can do some shading. So I'm going really gently with my crayon so I can still see the paint through it. I'm not covering it up necessarily. You can do the roof however you want. It'd be super cute to do a candy roof if you were making a gingerbread house. Or maybe you put solar panels on your roof. Maybe mine are round solar panels to get more efficient and eco-friendly electricity in your home. That would go very well with our electrical circuit theme for this project. This is going to light up. I'm so excited for you guys to make it light up in STEM class. It's going to be so cool. You guys have just the coolest STEM teacher. He's so nice to help me make my vision for this lesson come true. Okay, and then let's see, maybe I'll add some purple circles inside each of these. I just want to show you guys that you can use color as well. So that's a really cool, unique roof. I like that a lot. So we are finishing up on our roof. Some of you are already done with your roof and you're free drawing on the back. Okay. All right. We are now done with the roof. So those of you still working on the roof, just take a little break for now. If you have time at the end of class, you can finish your roof design. And the next thing we are going to do is we're going to now work on our tree. So here's some ideas. You could add snow to your tree. You could add some just texture to your tree. Or you might need to add your tree. Some of you might not even have a tree yet. So you'll add yours. For this one, I am going to do some Christmas ornaments on this tree. No, maybe I'm not. I'm trying to think what I want to do on this tree. I think I will add some Christmas ornaments on this tree. Okay. So we are all doing whatever details we desire to our trees. Everybody needs to add something to their tree to make it extra special. Whether it's green lines for texture or snow, or again just drawing your tree because you didn't quite get to that last time. And this is another pattern because my circles are being repeated, so it's a pattern. Okay, so let's have a little trivia time. So raise your hand if you can tell me, what artist were we inspired by, or are we inspired by for this lesson? What artist did I teach you about? Raise your hand if you can tell me. Okay. If you said Vincent Van Gogh or Vincent Van Gogh, you are correct. I think it's actually pronounced Vincent Van Gogh, but I always say Van Gogh, which I'm pretty sure is wrong. But either way, either answer is right in my book. And who can raise your hand and tell me which painting specifically are we inspired by for this artwork? And I just went around and outlined. Sometimes that looks really nice if you outline your image is. It just kind of makes it pop against the background. If you answered Starry Night, you are correct. We're inspired by the Starry Night painting. Super, super famous. It's like one of the most famous paintings in the world, so I'm just honored that I get to be the one to teach you guys about that painting. Okay. Alright, let's do a little color mixing trivia. Raise your hand if you can tell me, what would we do if when we had yellow and blue? Or what would we be able to make with yellow and blue if we mix yellow and blue together? Who can raise your hand and tell me? If you said green, you were correct. If I add black to any color, what happens? Raise your hand if you can tell me. If you said it turns darker, that's correct. There's another answer I would have taken. I'm not going to say it yet, but what is it called when a color is darker than another color? Like if I add black to green, then that dark green is a what of green? Okay. The answer is shade. It's a shade of green. Now, by the way, since our light source is this moon, if you wanted to make the top of your tree a little lighter where it's close to the moon, that would look really cool because that's how light source works. It's like a source of light, and anything closer to the light source is going to be a little brighter. So if you want to do that, make it pop a little bit, then that is cool. You can do it to your roof as well, just the part of the art that's closest to the light source if you want it to be a little brighter with your white crayon, or I happen to be using this gray crayon, but yeah. Okay, cool. So we're all done with the tree. If you're not done with the tree, you know what to do. Put your crayon away. Just if you have extra time, you can do it then at the end. Okay, now we're gonna all add details to our sky. So think about, you could do fireworks. You could do this Vincent van Gogh texture that I've done on this one. Kind of has a lot of movement to it. Or you could do snowflakes like this, or you could do something completely different. I think I'm going to do, for this one, maybe some planets and some stars. So far that's kind of looking like snowflakes, but so maybe I'll go more in like an actual star there. And also what I'm going to do on mine, and you might want to do this on yours, I'm seeing there's some parts of my art where it's a little messy. I can see the brush strokes, so I might go over it and just kind of clean it up a little bit. See how that looks a little nicer? The thinner parts of my paint, I don't really like how they look very much. I don't like when you can see the paper. I like when it's all covered up with art supplies. So I'm just going in and kind of adding some little patches of blue here because I just think it looks a little better. So we're currently working on our sky. If you cannot think of anything to do with your sky, you can free draw on the back. Or if you can't think of anything to do with your sky, but you could work on your roof a little, that's fine. Or your tree. If you're done with your sky, but you still have stuff left to do on the other 3 items that we've worked on today, okay, that's cool. You can work on those 3 items. If you want to work on the roof, the cat, or the tree, if you've already finished your sky. But, yep, think I'm going to have some planets. Raise your hand if you want to share with the class what you're going to add to your background. So I'm gonna do like, this is a little planet here, and then a ring around the planet, like that. There's a little planet there. Little pink planet, maybe. Okay. Let's do a yellow. Maybe a shooting star. Two shooting stars. Why not? It's a magical night. Okay. We are done with our sky. I'm just adding some shadow to my cat here to make it look a little more 3D. I'm doing like dark on the left away from the light source, on the other side of the light source. Even like a little shadow on the roof. Okay. And then now we're going to, if you want to add details to your light rays up here, you can. For me, I am going to be adding another layer of art supplies to it because, as you can see, I accidentally left some white spaces here, which is not good craftsmanship. Who can raise your hand and explain what craftsmanship means? Okay, if you said like how clean something is, then that would be the correct answer. So craftsmanship is just how clean a piece of artwork is. So when we see paper coming through, we didn't cover it with art supplies, that's not very good craftsmanship. Unless it's things like, if you're doing a drawing and you're leaving the eyes white, okay, that's totally cool. If you're doing a drawing and you're drawing a white bunny and there's like white areas in the bunny, that's fine. But as far as things that aren't supposed to be white, you have to fill it in. And I can even be a little fancy here with my crayon. If you push down hard with your crayon and go over it a couple of times, it will become dark. And then if you're really gentle with it, it will be really light. So if you make it dark and then bring it to like a lighter color, it's called like an ombre effect. Sorry, I'm saying like so much today. It makes it look 3D. So that's kind of neat. You can tell that this one that I've worked on here looks a lot better than the ones that I haven't worked on. These blue lines. Okay, so you guys might already be done with your sky. I am taking a light rings, these lights. You might be done with this part because I know that I'm taking a little while on this part. So at this time, if you wanted to work on another part of your artwork, cleaning it up with your crayon, you are welcome to do that. If I feel like your art can't get any better, then I will allow you to work on an early finisher or worksheet. But just make sure you get it okayed with me first, because if I feel like you could make it look better, if I'm not satisfied with it, then I'm going to make you just keep working on it. So one of the things I'm going to look for is no white spaces. So if your artwork has white spaces, then you're not done. If your artwork, if you can't tell where the tree is, if it's all like blended together and mushied together, it's not done. You need to use a crayon to make every single part stand out from each other. If your background doesn't have any details, you're not done. If your tree doesn't have any details, you're not done. If your roof doesn't have any details, you're not done. And when I say details, what I mean is the little things. So that's what we've been doing today, are the details, final touches, little things. So only if you think that your artwork would be approved by me should you raise your hand and let me check your work. And then if I am happy with it, then you'll be allowed to get an early finisher worksheet. Where you will learn about an artist. Whoever the artist spotlight of this week is at the time of you watching this. So we are wanting our artwork to look really good. We really care about our artwork. We do our best. It's not a race. All right, there we go. Oh, look, I've got white spaces in my crayon here, so actually that needs to be filled up. We don't want to leave any paper. Actually, I do want to have white spot down here where your name and your class is. In the bottom right corner. If your name and class are not in the bottom right corner by now, go ahead and do that. With the pencil, that's where it goes, down here. Okay. Alright, thank you guys for watching.